I was listening to something this morning. I forgot what now, but it gave me a thought as to the flaw in science and applying secular scientific methods to understanding the Bible. And the one that my eyes was open to is the back engineering concept. The looking at what is to discover what was, or to discover how what is came to be what it is. The flaw in that, because built into it is a denial of any sort of faith in God. So a person can back engineer, so to speak, saying, well, I believe in God. I don't know how everything came about, so I'm going to observe everything I see here, and I'm going to figure out how it came to be, all the while maybe reminding themselves that there is a God, there is a creator, there is a source, but they're not using that as the lens they look through. So in other words, I look in the Bible, and it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Boom, there it is. He started time. He created space. He created the earth. It's very clear. He didn't create anything else up to that moment. He didn't create the whole universe. There was the heavens and the earth. And the earth was the center of the universe, apparently. It was certainly the center of God's creation. It was where he was going to put the crown of his creation, the apple of his eye, as he calls us. So if I go from that understanding to figure out or search out, discover what is now before me, I have one perspective. But if I look at everything and try to go back to that beginning, I have a different perspective. And I can use the scientific method, as they say, and I can cram God's word into that and make it fit. You can listen to a scientist who calls himself a Christian, and he'll take those words in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and that's it. And he is done making matter. Matter is ceased to be created. He will now simply reshape it and reform it. But he's already done everything as far as creating things, new matter, new things. But it's not there. It doesn't say that there anywhere. It doesn't say that. And so he created light. He made light. What is the source of light? Source of light is God said, let there be light. That's the source of light. It's the source of time. It's the source of space. In the beginning, God created the heavens. That's not to deny science or logic or rational thought. That's to confirm it. Because if you have natural explanation for everything, that's a circular argument. Oh, we know these things must be because of this natural explanation. No, there had to be a supernatural. There had to be a supernatural. So these people say, well, I believe in God and everything, but I mean, come on, Noah, that just doesn't work. I mean, we know how much water there is in the world, and and the space and the land and the time and the depth it just couldn't have. Well, wait a minute. You're talking about a supernatural God. You mean to tell me that God couldn't create more water? I'm not saying that's what happened, because there's probably something even beyond my understanding. That's the whole point, is humbling yourself to your God, and that there's something more than I know, because I wasn't there. It's like he explained it to Job, I think very lovingly. He basically said, where were you? Not in a scolding way, the way it's usually said, but in a way to make Job understand, I have greater purposes involved here. I understand you're in pain, and I don't deny that. I don't discount it. My purposes are greater than what you can understand, though. Just trust me. So Job did trust him. I know that in the anger and the mockery you just trust in God, and that's your answer to everything. There's a very rational reason for trusting in him. And it involves something that people deny every day, but we all know it's true, and that is that the Spirit is calling us. And as I've mentioned in other messages, other studies, other teachings, the proof of it is in the way people overreact and go over the top in the response to that call. There's no reason for people to do the crazy things they do. Certainly no rational reason, not even an animalistic reason. If that's all you are, is animals. People wouldn't do the things they do, but they're doing it because they are resisting the Spirit of God that is calling them. And of course, they're not going to admit it. They're going to say, I asked, I saw it, I searched, I cried out from my heart. Well, I guess that's possible that God would not respond to them. I doubt it. I don't want to call him a liar, but all I know is his word says this, and I found it to be true, and I'm no more special than anyone else. Why would he respond to me and not them? That doesn't make sense, even in a clearly logical sense. If you're going to look at it from the secular worldview, if they could just acknowledge that there's something beyond their understanding in the perfection of the way the universe is put together, you would have to acknowledge this intelligence is amazing, and it is just, and it is fair, and it doesn't play favorites. But anyway, I just want to get that down, that you can't come to a deeper understanding of God by accepting secular wisdom's theories and getting to God, to that understanding. You must first start with God in everything you look at. God said, God did, God is, and then work from there. Or it'll only be, at the best, diluted, if not the person supposedly seeking completely becoming disillusioned.